It's crazy.
Tim, you guys got something similar there. What's really interesting is Tim is also not just a cattle farmer, which is great. It's great for people that are I don't want to say politically, well, people are politically active, at least to be connected to the land. So that's great.
Yeah.
But Tim's part of an initiative called Take Back Alberta here in Alberta, which is basically educated Albertans at a grassroots level how to engage with the political system in order to execute change. And it's been successful in doing so. But Tim, can you talk about that?
I was just sitting here thinking, you could be my neighbor down the road with all the things you've said. I think just about everything you've said about the issues in Ireland, we're very close to that in many ways here in Canada.
Yeah.
I've never seen people so dissatisfied with the government. And you saw the convoy when it happened here 2 years ago, and how that was such a defining moment in Canadian history. And you have the political class trying to teach everyone still through the paid off corporate media, the CBC, the CTV, and the Globals. They're trying to teach people that these convoy people were terrorists and white nationalists and every other name you could throw at them. And then on the complete other side of the spectrum, you have people who believe that these guys record this movement, right? Because the history is still being written. And if the government has their way, everyone who supported the convoy is a criminal. And I've got friends and family in Edmonton and Calgary, the two major cities here, who believe that these guys are horrible terrorists. We've got the Coos 4, two who just got released out of jail. They were originally arrested for conspiring to commit murder on RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And then two of them get out with such minor charges, conspiracy to traffic arms, which is effectively they told somebody that they were thinking about moving a firearm without a proper permit. That's conspiracy to traffic arms. Yeah. It's just a complete joke. The biggest problem we have right now as a society is that nobody trusts any of the major institutions that we have to run our lives, right? People don't trust the federal government. They don't trust the provincial governments. And it's even going down so far in these smaller rural communities that people don't even trust their local municipal councils. Yeah. And you cannot run a society without trust. Yeah. And talking to politicians, you say, what are you going to do to restore trust? And they talk for half an hour, but they don't say the truth, which is the only way you restore trust is by actually being trustworthy. And they don't see that yet. So I believe we're in store for rough times ahead, because until these people in power learn to listen to the people and do what's best for the people, we're just going to keep going down this slippery slope, and who knows how it's going to stop.
I agree. We're the same here. We're the exact same here. Any community that stands up against the government, where they're right wing, you're right wing, the right wing movement. Let me tell you, there is no right wing movement in this country, right? But this is what they're saying. Where people are being infiltrated by right wing movements. There's no movement of right wing people. Yep. There's concerned people, and a lot of them are mothers and children coming out to their communities to go, we've had enough of this. But
and
they're right wing. Yeah. It's crazy. But again, there's no trust in the media. Nobody trusts the media now. And I'm trying to think of the new buzzword that they're using. It's basically the media that the government are using, they're the only trusted source of information. Everything else is lies. Everything else. Don't believe anything else. And while they're saying that, they're being caught out. We had another rally in the city, and that was the one where that lady's name was read out, the girl that died of cancer, that poor lady. In the newspaper, the Irish Independent, it stated there was 600 to 700 people at that rally. There was 8,000 to 10,000 people at the rally. 10,000 people at the rally. There's an aerial picture of the amount of people that were at that rally.
Yeah.
How dare you? So nobody trusts them at all. We're a major media provider, RTE. There was a scandal here last year where one of the main presenters, a guy called Ryan Tubridy, was taking backhanders. And I think it was over €100,000 he took in backhanders from Radio Television Ireland, which is our major media channel, channel, and that was brought to court, and he left. He left the country, and he's now working in the UK on a big salary. Now, since then, there's been this big inquisition into what's happening in RTE. People have lost their jobs. They were sending people to prison for not paying a TV license, but that man walks away after taking 100,000 euros into his back pocket, and he goes to work in another country. Now there's a drive on where they want to prosecute you for not paying your television license. Why would I want to pay a television license to a company that just throws money away and gives backhanders and blackmails people and does all this other stuff? But yet they want to put me in jail.
Hold on for a sec. Can you explain? You say that like everybody knows, but can you tell people about this ridiculous television license in Ireland?
Oh, yeah. If you own a television, you have to buy a government license to have that television. It's a tax, and it's a compulsory tax. But what happens with that compulsory tax is it goes to pay the wages of everybody in RTE, in the channel. So, and all of these top presenters are on crazy amounts of money, and it just, information got leaked out about this Ryan Tubridy guy, who was, I don't know if you've heard about this in Canada. There was a show called The Late Late Show. It's on every Friday evening. It's one of the longest running shows in the world, an evening show. And all of a sudden, he kind of handed in his notice on retiring because he knew all this stuff was going to come out about him, where he was caught taking backhanders. Mm-hmm. But it just got deeper and deeper and deeper. So now there's arguments in government over, are we going to scrap the license? Okay, we'll scrap the television license and we'll take it directly out of the pay packets of the people.
So it's just actually a literal tax now.
It was a tax anyway, but just
officially, yeah,
not calling it a tax.
Yeah, exactly.
You get me?
Yeah. Now they're not even hiding it.
no, they're just okay. We're just going to take that out of your pocket. So again, it's just, our country is bonkers, absolutely bonkers. And we've got property tax. They brought in property tax maybe 10 years ago. So on the property that you bought, that you paid tax on, with the money that you paid tax on, you have to pay more tax on it.
You must be a Canadian.
I gotta tell you, I should come over and visit, and we could. Have some conversations and a coffee.